All right, hello everyone. This is Emma. I am here not for a yoga video today, just to kind of introduce myself if you're new here, or I don't really think I have much about me on my channel. It's mostly just yoga classes, which is how I prefer to keep it. I don't really love actually talking in front of the camera, so this is kind of strange. But I thought since I just got to 1,000 subscribers recently, which was a huge milestone for me, I wanted to kind of introduce myself and let you guys know who I am, about my training, and I'd asked if you had any questions that you wanted answered. So I have a few of those, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Emma Pigeon. Yes, my last name is real from birth. It is not a name I changed because I wanted to teach yoga. So Pigeon is my real last name. I believe it's French or Belgian in heritage. So it's probably pronounced a little bit cooler than Pigeon, but that's how I say it and that's how my family says it. I get that question quite frequently, so I definitely wanted to clear that up, although it would be pretty brave of me to go ahead and change my last name for a career. I'm 26 years old and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. However, I was born near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Most of my family still lives there. I grew up there in a small town just north of Milwaukee, and I moved out to Tempe, Arizona in 2014 to attend school at Arizona State University. I was there for 4 years. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology and a minor in business. I worked for about a year after that in insurance and realized that wasn't really for me. At that time, my boyfriend, who I'm still with, his name is Tristan, we met in college. He basically gave us this idea to quit our jobs and, sell pretty much everything we had and go travel the world for about a year. I was not on board with this idea at first. I thought it was crazy, and as someone who's pretty practical and logical, all these doubts and reasons not to do that came into my mind. However, the more I thought about it and the more he persuaded me, I was like, yeah, I don't see a better time to go ahead and do this. I mean, there's so many beautiful places to see, and just like that, we were off. So I have a huge love for travel. Other than yoga, that is probably my other biggest passion. I've been to, I think, 30, maybe 31 countries now, which is super awesome, and I'm very blessed and lucky to have traveled to all of these amazing places. I don't know if you've noticed in some of my videos, we do have some maps up of our favorite cities, some of our favorite places. Lisbon, Portugal, Budapest, Hungary, and Istanbul, Turkey are some of my favorite places that I've ever been. For a combination of, the views, the city, the people, the food, the architecture, all the things that, make travel what it is. So that's a little bit about me and why some of my videos are in crazy cool places. We love to travel. We've taken 2 big backpacking trips like that, where I've sold my car, I've put all my stuff in storage, and then had to start from scratch when I got back to Phoenix. So it's been quite a journey. Now I think we're kind of settled in for a little bit. Still love to travel, just not so dramatic. I started practicing yoga in 2016. My best friend in college, who I'm still really good friends with now, took me to my first hot yoga class. It was a Sumits yoga, so similar to Bikram yoga, and I did not like it at first. I was went in thinking it was going to be easy. First of all, the room was 105, 110. I wasn't flexible. Everyone else was really good. I was in college. I was probably hungover. I was frustrated, and I was I probably won't do that again. So that was my first experience, and I went back a few months later. I was actually planning to go to the gym. I was out and about, realized I didn't have gym shoes, and I was like, oh man, what could I do to get a workout in? So I found a yoga studio, and I went there, rented a mat. It was also a hot yoga studio, and for some reason, I just fell in love with it. I signed up for a 2-week trial. I went every single day for those 2 weeks, and right after that, I signed up for a membership. Now, for me, I was in college. I was a full-time student. I was working part-time, and So this expense of a monthly yoga membership was quite a lot for me. So I moved other things around. You know, I started going out with friends less. I tried to save my money in other ways so I could afford to go to yoga. Ever since then, I've been practicing, I guess not every day, but very frequently. I've been a regular practitioner since then in 2016. I got my teacher training from that studio called Hot Yoga University. It's in South Scottsdale. I participated in their first 200-hour yoga teacher training. That was in 2018. I was still in college, working part-time at a brewery, completing an honors thesis, and doing teacher training. So I was quite the busy bee. I just knew it was something that I had to do. I wasn't really sure what my life would look like after college graduation, so I decided might as well just go all in. It's kind of my personality, I guess. I prefer to be super busy. I'm always running from one place to the next, which is a good and bad thing. So I did their first 200-hour teacher training. I graduated, started teaching there right away, all set sequence, so I think it was pretty easy for me to jump right in. I'm honestly not sure if I would have started teaching right after had I, needed to create all of these cool classes and different themes and different transitions. So I'm really grateful for the way the opportunity presented itself. I taught there while I was working my insurance job. I quit while I wanted to go travel the world for about 9 months. While Tristan and I were traveling, we went to India for the first time, and while we were there, I just completely fell in love. We were in northern India, and I decided I wanted to come back in a few months to do my 300-hour teacher training. So that's exactly what I did. Turns out that was in March of 2020, so I started my teacher training up in Rishikesh in northern India in March of 2020. It was a wild time. I mean, things were shutting down. The whole world was shutting down. I was on a different time zone than most of my friends and family. It was hard to communicate. I mean, we didn't have the normal American news stations. I didn't really know what was going on. Tristan was traveling alone around India while I was up there for 30 days. So we weren't even together. And all of a sudden, it was towards the end of March, maybe the 22nd or 23rd. Everything started shutting down, and I actually had to leave the training early because I was scared that I would get stuck there for who knows how long. I'm sure most of you guys remember COVID. We had no idea what was happening and how long or how serious it was. So that's a story for another time. We made a little vlog of our escape from India in March of 2020. So I'll go ahead and put the link for that video. It's completely non-yoga related. It's just a funny story. So that was kind of my 300-hour teacher training experience. I had to leave a week early. However, I did complete the rest of the training online through Zoom, and I took my exam before I left there. So I got my 300-hour training in Hatha, Vinyasa, and Ashtanga style yoga, and basically felt like I had this new wealth of knowledge to come home and share, but everything was closed. So COVID was happening, and I wasn't really teaching. I was still practicing a lot, once, twice a day even, because there was nothing else to really do. And then once things started opening back up, I began teaching again, and I have been teaching ever since. I started my YouTube channel last year in 2021, I believe in August or September, so I've been doing it for a little bit over a year. It started out as just a hobby while we were traveling and some way to feel productive, I wasn't just being a tourist every single day. So that's how it started. I wasn't ever sure if I wanted to do it full time, but Tristan is a photographer, videographer, so we kind of make a perfect pair. He already had all the equipment, microphone, tripod, camera that takes amazing videos. So I decided quit making excuses. Let's just start it and see where it goes. And now it's turned into something really awesome. So I'm very grateful and thankful that every single one of my subscribers is here on this journey with me. I really didn't know it would turn into something I enjoyed so much, as the first few videos I really didn't like making. Let's see. So that's kind of about me, my yoga and travel background. I don't really use my degree from Arizona State too much. However, it's always nice to have the option to potentially go back to school in the field of psychology. It's always a thought that's in the back of my mind, so who knows. My future goals, this is the first year I've been teaching yoga full time. It's been quite the ride. I mean, as many other fellow yoga, fitness, or even entrepreneurs know, it's a really slow start. So I've been working really hard behind the scenes, every day pretty much, a few days off, and it's super rewarding. I really don't think I hear other entrepreneurs say it and I always doubt them, like, no way, it'd just be easier to work for someone else, get your salary and your 401k and you go in, you go out, and that's your work. But I truly don't think that would be better at this point. I genuinely love what I do. Every day I wake up and I'm inspired, and I enjoy teaching, I enjoy networking, I enjoy learning new things, always being a student. So as of right now, I just feel completely aligned with what I should be doing. So of course things always change, but right now I'm really enjoying it. I do have some questions that came through, so I will go ahead and address those. I didn't want this video to be super long. I don't really want to be talking about myself. This is not why you guys are here for my channel. So I got a question what my favorite quote was. There's one by the Dalai Lama that says, there are 2 days in the year in which nothing can be done. One is yesterday and the other is tomorrow. Today is the right day to live, believe, love, and do, or something along those lines. It's pretty self-explanatory, but that is really how I try to live my life. I mean, no day or moment is promised, so you might as well wake up each day and enjoy it as much as you can. And that's kind of the motto I've lived my life by since I decided to quit my corporate job and travel the world and teach yoga full time. My favorite yoga mat is one that, I've only tried a few. I'm a pretty loyal customer, so I love my Lululemon yoga mat. I think for the weights, the price point, and the grippiness, it's like the perfect combination. From what I've gathered, everyone has their own opinion, as they should. So I know a lot of people love their Manduka and their aloe mats and their life form mats. I have debated getting one or all of those at some point. I do have a Manduka mat, and for me, it's just not grippy enough. The aloe mat was too too heavy when I went to go purchase it. I just didn't want to be lugging it around. And the life form mat, I really like that it does have the lines on it. So I think for a beginner, it would be very beneficial for alignment purposes, but I don't feel I really need that in my practice right now. So I have stuck with my Lululemon mat. I don't know, it's just, why change a good thing? So I keep buying that one. Let's see, do I practice every day? I wish. I used to practice every single day before I became a teacher, or even in the early years, months of teaching, I was practicing every day. However, now I am teaching every single day, so I don't get my own practice in every day. I really do try to. I try to go to a full class, so attend a studio, get taught by another teacher at least twice a week. To me, that's an amazing accomplishment if I can go and squeeze in a full hour-long class by a teacher I really enjoy twice a week. If I don't have that time, I will practice on my own or practice kind of while I teach, although it's not the same. You're giving your energy and cueing people through something. There's only so much you can get out of that sort of practice. It's more just if my body needs a stretch type thing, then I will do that. I wish I got to practice every day, but also I wouldn't really change how my schedule is right now, so it works for me. Do I do other workouts? Yes, I do. I used to and wish I could still run. I love running. It was my other passion before I started to have some knee issues, and so I've stopped running for almost a year now. I ran my first and only almost half marathon. It was 20 kilometers in Paris last year, which was amazing. I mean, I ended like by the Eiffel Tower, and it was a dream come true. I'm so glad I got to do that before I started having these knee issues. I used to run every single day. Living in Arizona, we have most of the year that's beautiful weather, so it was great. However, now I'll still hike a bit. We have awesome hiking really close by, like right in the city even, so I'll hike. I do go to a gym that does like functional strength training and high intensity interval training. I love attending there. It's really nice to go in also and be completely a student, like have other people explain something, tell you what to do, and just kind of follow the rules. So I do that. Let's see, I like to walk. It's beautiful outside here most of the year, so I do that pretty frequently. Let's see. The last question, well, I did have one other question. I bet you can guess who it's from. Someone asked if my parents are awesome. And at first I laughed and I was like, oh, I'll include that. But actually, yeah, my parents are really, really awesome. So if you're watching this, thank you. They have helped me in so many ways, with attending college, moving across the country, gifting me my first car, like so many huge milestones. But they've also advised me and helped me to work really hard for the things that I want. So I've always, since I was 16, I always had my own job. I was taught that, the things you want don't always come easy to you. You should have to work for them, which has made me value pretty much everything I have in the career and the flexibility I have. I value it so much more because I was taught to learn those lessons. So I really think I got like the best of both worlds, having parents that are very generous and encouraging and thoughtful, but they also taught me to work for my own things and not rely on someone else and not take handouts and really like be self-motivated. So I truly do. I know everyone thinks they have the best parents, but I think mine are up there. They also gave me an awesome last name that is perfect for my career. The last question is my dream destination. I mean, I really, as of right now, I would love to go to Iceland. It looks beautiful. The hot springs, the landscape, seeing the northern lights, that is really high up there for me. There's so many places I want to go though. I want to trek to Everest Base Camp in Nepal. I want to go to Colombia. I want to go to Machu Picchu. I would love to see more of Europe, like Scandinavia. There's honestly not somewhere I don't want to go. I'd love to go to Japan, to Indonesia. But I think as of right now, what's really, really high on my list is Iceland. So if you've been there, let me know. I already know it's amazing and it's cold, so I'd probably be freezing, but I think it would be worth it. I think that's pretty much all the questions I got from you guys. If you ever have any more, I really try to be responsive on the YouTube comment sections and reply to every single comment I get. So if you have questions, yoga or not, I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, I just appreciate you so much for being on my channel, for subscribing, for watching my videos, and for practicing with me. It truly is an honor to share the practice of yoga with you. And thank you so much for watching me ramble on this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.